Hi everyone, my name is Lee and I'm one of the dietitians at the Komen Clinic in Vancouver. I wanted to take this opportunity to give some insight and direction into some of the things that we can do throughout the grocery shopping process in order to reduce risk of viral transmission. And I also wanted to touch on some of the considerations for food delivery. One thing that's really important to know is that according to Health Canada, there have been no cases of COVID-19 that have been linked to food or food packaging. Like any virus, COVID-19 can live on surfaces, but the risk of transmission from an infected surface to an individual is much lower than from face-to-face contact. So through all of this, I think it's really important to keep in mind and keep the focus on reducing contact with other members of the community and being really vigilant about hand washing. So before you even go to the grocery store, take some time to evaluate your goals for your trip and plan your route. And one of the best ways that you can do this is by creating a shopping list. Ideally, you would write this in a systematic way that prevents you from having to double back to the same aisle or the same section of the grocery store. Plan to buy your groceries for at least 1 week at a time in order to reduce the frequency of having to go to the store. And before you leave the house, make sure that you are washing your hands. Wash with warm water and soap for at least 20 seconds before heading out the door. So when you're actually at the store, the best things to keep in mind are reducing your contact with other people and minimizing your touch points at the grocery store. The best way to avoid crowds is by doing your grocery shopping at off-peak time, so either first thing in the morning or right before close in the evening. Many stores are also offering a designated time slot for seniors to do their shopping. So if that applies to you, I'd really encourage you to inquire at your local grocery store. Ideally, bring some hand sanitizer with you and use that before shopping. Alternatively, many stores will offer sanitizer at the door. In addition, many grocery stores are offering a disinfectant wipe for cleaning off your basket and your cart. Make sure that you use that before doing your shopping as well. When you're inside, avoid touching products unnecessarily. I know it's generally our practice to feel the produce and take the products off of the shelf to inspect them further, but it's really important that right now we're taking a you touch it, you buy it kind of policy. Really make sure that you are avoiding touching your face, your mouth, your eyes to reduce viral transmission. Many people are wearing non-medical face masks at this time. That can be a helpful way of reducing transmission from the person wearing the mask to the public. It doesn't seem to be protective for the person actually wearing the mask. It's important that we stay at least 6 feet away from other shoppers, and many grocery stores are facilitating this by adding stickers on the floor for where you should stand in line, even creating a one-way flow throughout the grocery store, and limiting the number of shoppers that are allowed to shop at one time. When you're at the cashier, many places have installed protective shields. If that's not available, make sure again that you're giving the cashier space. And ideally use a tap credit card or Apple Pay in order to reduce the need to touch the terminal or exchange cash back and forth. Right now, the BC Centre for Disease Control is recommending that we do not use reusable shopping bags at this time. And finally, on your way out of the store, again, use that hand sanitizer. So once you're home from doing your grocery shopping, it's important that you continue to stay vigilant about touch points and make hand washing a priority. When you get in the door, make sure that you're putting your grocery bags on the floor rather than up on the countertops that you might be using as an eating or a food prep surface later. And it's important that you wash your hands as soon as you get home, and then wash them again after you've put your groceries away, and again before you do any sort of food preparation or before you eat. Those who are in a higher risk group For example, people who are immunocompromised or seniors might wish to take an extra precaution, which would be to wipe down your products before putting them in your cupboard or in your refrigerator. You can use a store-bought disinfectant wipe or a household cleaner like a bleach solution. Really make sure that you allow those products to air dry before putting them away. This is definitely not an essential step. Making sure that you're really vigilant about hand washing should be sufficient. And then lastly, you might want to disinfect the place where your groceries have been sitting before putting them away. Lastly, I wanted to address other methods of getting food to your home. I think it's really impressive to see that businesses have pivoted in order to meet the needs of our community at this time, whether that's grocery stores that are offering delivery, meal prep programs that have expanded their services, restaurants, cafes, catering companies, and breweries that are offering delivery at this time. Many people have questions about the safety of using these services, and I would say that the risk is fairly low, especially because we're reducing that face-to-face contact with other community members, which would happen when we're doing our grocery shopping in person. There is some risk that an infected individual might prepare or deliver your food or groceries. We can reduce risk of transmission by transferring that food into our own clean household bowls and plates and using clean cutlery, by washing our hands when we receive a delivery and before eating, and by using proper food safety techniques for heating and storing that food. Finally, it is so important that sick individuals do not go grocery shopping or prepare food for others. It's ideal for high-risk groups to use meal prep or grocery delivery, or have family members drop off food and groceries to your doorstep. I think that this is a great opportunity for those who are able to step up and assist our neighbors or loved ones who cannot go to the grocery store at this time. I hope that this was an informative video. This video was filmed with the most up-to-date information that we have at this time, but of course recommendations are always evolving. So the best place to go for the most up-to-date info is the BC Centre for Disease Control and the Health Canada websites. Thank you for listening and stay safe.